Alright, budget magic time. Mono green devotion. And I like this hand quite a bit. I mean, any hand with Harmonize is good in my book. So let's Utopia Sprawl on green. Theoretically, assuming nothing goes horribly wrong, we can just Satyr into. Alright, that's something that could go horribly wrong. So this is Death Shadow or Living End. Death Shadow means Endless Thought Seizes. Living End means Living End. Mire. Still unsure. Cracks it. Overgrown Tomb. Still unsure. Down to 13. Alright. Definitely Death Shadow. Well, what do they take? Pretty good draw for them to have double Street Wraith to get their life total so low so quickly. Goes with Thragtusk. And passes. Well, play Voyaging Satyr. Play a Forest. Pass the turn. Wooded Foothills for our opponent. Hopefully this is just Fatal Push on our Voyaging Satyr. Come on, no Death Shadow. At least do that for us. Alright, there's the Death Shadow. That's not good. Opponent passes. Well, we can Harmonize. Pass the turn. Not sure this is going to matter much, though. We did not draw a land there, either. Oh, man. Making our opponent gain life is pretty sweet. There's the Goyf. Opponent goes attacking. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Play the Cavern Caryatid. Draw a card. Land? Please? Play Arbor Elf. Aye. Yeah, I think we're in trouble. Pass the turn. Man, Primal Command is so good against Death Shadow. Opponent cracks the land. Stomping Grounds. Untapped. Kills our Arbor Elf. I mean, we're dead to Temur Battle Rage pretty much no matter what. Block Death Shadow. Opponent taps, untaps. Abrupt Decays our Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, that's probably game. There's our land, a bit too late. Well, Wistful Selkie draws us a card. Forest and Arbor Elf. We were pretty close to this going well, even with all our opponent's disruption. But not close enough. Opponent has another Fatal Push off the top. Oh my goodness. Alright. I don't think we change anything. I think we run it back. Well, we'll see. We got some ramp. The problem is this deck plays so many Thought Seizes. Opponent's start is significantly slower, though, without having a million of those cyclers in their hand. Thought Seize. Yup. Probably just take Primal Command, I assume. Mishra's Bobble. Cracks the Bobble. For no real value. They can't shuffle or anything. Okay. Opponent draws a card. We draw another very bad land. Well, play the Forest. Utopia Sprawl the Forest. On green. Voyaging Satyr. Alright, deck. Let us draw something good. This is where we just got to draw the right part of our deck. We have a ton of mana. We're going to have 6, 7, 8 mana potentially on turn 3. Inquisition is a whiff. So we just got to hope we draw something big. Primal Command, Eternal Witness. Alright, Wistful Selkie's not the worst because it's a creature and a redraw. Arbor Elf. Nykthos. Get in. Alright, we're kind of in the same position, but with a couple more creatures. We have tons of mana. So much mana. We just got to draw something big to do with it to close out this game before our opponent draws a way to kill us. Good draw for our opponent. Blood Crypt. Gets them their second land. Tarmogoyf's online now. Potentially Death Shadow if they can lose life with a Thought Seize or something. There's a Goyf. Come on, deck. Come on. Big draw, big draw. It's a Forest. The other thing is we have a lot of redraws if we can draw them. Selkies, Elvish Visionaries, Eternal Witnesses. Kills one of our elves. Pumps up the Goyf. Another whiff with the Thoughtseize. Yeah, it's an ambitious Thoughtseize since we probably would have played anything we could have drawn. We do not mind a Thragtusk. Gains us some life. Up to 25. Pass the turn. We're not able to kill our opponent, but if we can just gum up the board long enough, sooner or later we're going to draw a Primal Command or Eternal Witness for Primal Command or something along those lines. Opponent traverses. Gets the Death Shadow. Primal Command would be so absurd here, since it kills the Death Shadow and tutors up a creature. That's not a good draw. Pass turn. Oh, come on, deck. Come on. We're in such a... Oh, opponent gets third land. Cracks it. Gonna make the Death Shadow a bit bigger. Opponent's also got to be aware of just dying on the backswing, since they're all the way down to 8. Kolaghan's Command. That gives us a bit less mana, but I'm not sure it really matters. No attacks. Come on, deck. Well, Thragtusk is okay. It's not the game ender we were hoping for, but it buys us more time. I mean, we're up to 30 life. Another Death Shadow. Oh, man. Oh, Primal Command would make my day. Caryatid draws us a card. And a forest. Well, pass the turn. Because Primal Command, target player gains 7 life, which is basically kill 2 Death Shadows. Inquisition, another whiff. Opponent passes. Come on, Primal Command! Yes, we drew it! Oh my god. This is going to be a sweet turn. I'm very excited for this. So play a forest. Oh man, this is so sweet. Nykthos. We gotcha. Target player gains 7 life. We will search for a creature. Nice Death Shadows you got there, opponent. Oh, yes! We get to 2 for 1 the Death Shadows with Primal Command. And can we just hoof? Yeah, I guess we just hoof. Yeah, that's fine. Death Shadows die. We Crater Hoof. And I think this should close out the game. Yeah. Oh man, that was so good. Got to kill the Death Shadows with Primal Command. Probably go on to lose this match, but oh, that was awesome. That that definitely made the match worth it, even though we're going to lose. And alright, I mean, this hand can get torn apart by discard, but seems reasonable. Opponent's got their old friend, Street Wraith. Seems like a super important card for this deck. Cracks Bobble. There's the fetch. And cracks it. So they're peeking, didn't do much. Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. Interesting. Draws a card. Well, Forest. Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. Having both Eternal Witness and Primal Command is sort of nice. Another Bobble for our opponent. Cracks it. Gets a peek at the top of their deck. So that's where you can kind of get card advantage out of it. Alright, Fatal Push the Mystic. Another land. Untapped. Down to 15. Opponent draws. Well, we get a forest. Play Voyaging Satyr. Pass the turn. They have another Fatal Push? Looks like yes. Oh, mono Fatal Push hand. Pretty good against us. Another land. So this is going to get them to Death Shadow if they want it. Not yet. Well, Forest. Cavern Caryatid. Draws us a card. I mean, our main hope is getting to this Primal Command again to do what we did last game. Traverse. Oh, we were so close to emptying the graveyard with Ooze, too. Gets a Goyf. Cracks the Catacombs. Gets a Swamp. And plays Goyf. Yup. And another land. Well, let's see what we draw. Utopia Sprawl is actually pretty good. So let's Utopia Sprawl our forest on green. Play Scavenging Ooze. Play a forest and pass the turn. Now, hopefully, we can keep our opponent's graveyard under wraps with the Ooze. Blood Crypt untapped. Is this another Fatal Push? That would be kind of bad. Wow! Alright, so Ooze, Exile, Street Wraith. Can we get them off Delirium? I guess we can exile the Traverse. Artifact, land, instant. Alright. Yup. Pestered. Our hand is pretty good. Opponent. Abrupt Decays our Utopia Sprawl. Alright, another land. That does keep us off a Thragtusk mana. Untapped. Passes. Well, let's harmonize. Draw some cards. Hopefully a land. There's a land. Alright, Pestered. That's good. Maybe we can just outgrind this deck. Opponent. Passes. Well, let's just Thragtusk. Go up to 26. Maybe this is just a good matchup for us. Play a land. Because our opponent had so much removal, and we're still just in pretty good shape. Thragtusk is a powerful Magic card. Powerful and underplayed. Yeah. I think we're going to double block. If our opponent has a trick, then okay. Wow. Traded the Goyf for our Cavern Caryatid. Kozilek's return. Yep. Well, we're getting to the point where this goes really well for us, though. For example, Elvish Visionary. Draw a card. Play a forest. Put a non-creature permanent temp zone or library. Search your library for a creature card. Opponent has a fetch land, though. So let's just... Yeah, let's still do it. So, Overgrown Tomb on top of our opponent's deck. Search for a creature. They can crack the fetch and shuffle it away to get a fresh draw. And we'll just get an Eternal Witness to do it again next turn. And the turn after that. So I feel like we kind of got this on lock somehow. Pass turn. And that was with a pretty decent draw from our opponent. I guess they were a little lacking in hand disruption. But they had a lot of fatal pushes to slow us down. And still going to come out with a pretty dominant victory. There's an Inquisition. Yep, sure. They take an Eternal Witness. And I think that's game. They need like another Goyf or something. Pulse, alright, that slows things down. But our opponent's empty-handed, so I don't think it matters. So Forest, Eternal Witness, because we can just make our opponent not draw anything for a long time. Eternal Witness, get back our Primal Command. This is just such a brutal way of locking up the game. Put a land on top of our opponent's deck, search for Eternal Witness, so we do it again next turn. So we can make our opponent not draw a Magic card for at least 3 turns in a row. Which means we just beat down with our stuff, and our opponent realizes it, and whoa, this deck is pretty good. Oh, Modern Masters 2017 has made Budget so much more attainable in Modern. Pretty exciting.